Hadith number 386. It was narrated that Mughira bin Abu Burda, who was from the tribe of Banu Abd-Dar, said that he heard Abu Hurairah say, "A man came to the Messenger of Allah and said, 'O Messenger of Allah, we travel by sea and carry a small amount of water with us. If we use it for ablution, we will become thirsty. Can we perform ablution with seawater?' The Messenger of Allah said, 'Its water is a means of purification, and its dead meat is permissible, i.e. the fish found dead in the sea.'" Hadith number 388. It was narrated from Jabir that the Prophet was asked about seawater, and he said, "Its water is a means of purification, and its dead meat is permissible." Hassan, another chain with similar wording. Hadith number 389. It was narrated that Mughira bin Shu'bah said, "The Prophet went out to relieve himself, and when he came back, I met him with a water skin, and poured water for him. He washed his hands and his face, then he went to wash his forearms, but his garment was too tight, so he brought his arms out from underneath his garment and washed them. Then he wiped over his leather socks, then he led us in prayer." Hadith number 393. Sa'id bin Musayyab and Abu Salama bin Abdurrahman narrated that Abu Hurairah used to say, "The Messenger of Allah said, when any one of you wakes up from sleep, he should not put his hand into the vessel until he has poured water on it 2 or 3 times, for none of you knows where his hand spent the night." Hadith number 394. It was narrated from Salim from his father that the Messenger of Allah said, "When any one of you wakes up from sleep, he should not put his hand into the vessel until he has washed it." Hadith number 395. It was narrated that Jabir said, "The Messenger of Allah said, when any one of you gets up from sleep and wants to perform ablution, he should not put his hand into the vessel he used for ablution until he has washed it, because he does not know where his hand spent the night or where he put it." One of the narrators, Abu Ishaq, said, "What is correct is that it is narrated from Jabir, from Abu Hurairah." Hadith number 396. It was narrated that Harith said, "Ali called for water, and he washed his hands before putting them in the vessel. Then he said, 'This is what I saw the Messenger of Allah doing.'" Hadith number 397. It was narrated from Abu Sa'id that the Messenger of Allah said, "There is no ablution for one who does not mention the name of Allah before doing it." Hadith number 398. It was narrated that Abu Sa'id bin Zaid said, "The Messenger of Allah said, there is no prayer for one who does not have ablution, and there is no ablution for one who does not mention the name of Allah before it." Hadith number 399. It was narrated that Abu Hurairah said, "The Messenger of Allah said, there is no prayer for one who does not have ablution, and there is no ablution for one who does not mention the name of Allah before it." Hadith number 401. It was narrated from Aisha that the Messenger of Allah liked to start on the right when purifying himself, when combing his hair, and when putting on his footwear. Hadith number 403. It was narrated from Ibn Abbas that the Messenger of Allah rinsed his mouth and sniffed water up into his nostrils from 1 scoop of water. Hadith number 404. It was narrated from Ali that the Messenger of Allah performed ablution and he rinsed his mouth 3 times, and sniffed water up into his nose 3 times from 1 handful. Hadith number 405. It was narrated that Abdullah bin Zayd al-Ansari said, "The Messenger of Allah came to us and asked us for water for ablution. I brought water to him and he rinsed his mouth and sniffed water up into his nostrils from one handful. Hadith number 406. It was narrated that Salama bin Qais said to me, the Messenger of Allah said to me, when you perform ablution, clean your nose, and when you use pebbles to clean yourself after defecating, use an odd number. Hadith number 407. It was narrated from Azam bin Laqi bin Sabra that his father said, I said, O Messenger of Allah, tell me about ablution. He said, perform ablution properly and sniff water up into your nostrils, thoroughly, unless you are fasting. Hadith number 408. It was narrated that Ibn Abbas said, sniff up water into the nostrils thoroughly, 2 or 3 times. Hadith number 409. It was narrated that Abu Hurairah said, the Messenger of Allah said, whoever performs ablution, let him clean his nose, and whoever uses pebbles to clean himself after defecating, let him use an odd number. Hadith number 410. It was narrated that Thabit bin Abi Safiyah at Thumali said, I asked Abu Ja'far, was it narrated to you from Jabir bin Abdullah that the Prophet performed ablution washing each part once? He said, yes. I said, and each part twice, and each part thrice? He said, yes.